going on, everybody out there? It's Ronnie Cash back again. Tonight we're going to be taking a look at a gorgeous device coming from 2J&T Mods in the Philippines. That's right, the TYCOON 2700. Absolutely gorgeous mechanical and hybrid style device. This thing is overall outstanding. We're going to dive down, take a look at it, come back up. I'll give you my final thoughts. Rocking the Cali RDA on top because I love the way that looks. That Ultim look. Really fantastic. I was using this on the Dynamo Squonker for the last several weeks, but now it's found a new home. And on top there, I'm rocking some JB coils under the hood. I think these are the mirrored comp coils. These things are fantastic. Check them out at JB Coils on Instagram and Facebook. Give them the code CASH10 when you're speaking to them. We'll save, take 10% off your total order. And that new coming from ParadigmDistro.com, because those guys, everything they put out is fire. The Final Stand, a brand new lemonade line. They have strawberry, raspberry, and blueberry. All three of them are fire. As you can see, I've already gone through about a quarter of this bottle. That's how you know somebody loves some shit. If in 24 hours they went through a quarter of a bottle, this shit is absolutely fire. Very nice device overall. So we're going to dive down, take a look at it, come back up. I'll give you my final thoughts, and we will discuss the TYCOON 2700 by 2J&T Mods in the Philippines. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here's the up close and personal look at the TYCOON 2700 by 2J&T Mods in the Philippines. Available from dragonsdenvapor.com. $439.99 is the price, but we're going to go over all that in a little bit, and I'll explain to you why I think this is a top choice for anybody, a collector that's looking for this type of device. Alright, so here's the packaging, very standard for Pilak. They have these really cool Lego style cases, which I have a few of them now. They all kind of interlock, which is pretty neat. Okay, very simple. We're going to take this off here. We're going to put the star of the show to the side. We get this included little mod bag here, which is cool. We've seen that before. And you also get an Ultim 18650 adapter, okay, which is in there. And then you also get this here. This is what's going to connect the top of your 18650 connector. Solid silver contact right here. It's going to connect directly to your battery. Now, if you want to use a 2650 battery, all you have to do is just not put the included 18650 adapter and just use this and run it either positive side up or positive side down, depending on how you want to run it, because this has battery venting on the top and the bottom of the device. So, let's get to the show here. Alright, so look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the designs on here. I really like the overall look and feel of this device. I like all of the 2J&T Mods devices. I think their machining is some of the top you're ever going to see. And that's why they, the prices are set the way they are. I mean, these are all handcrafted, and the silver, solid silver, is also handcrafted all on here. It's all a one-of-a-kind piece. Okay, they do very limited runs, and trust me, it's worth every single penny, because once you hit and fire one of these things, you haven't lived until you've tried one of these. Top plate, solid silver 4 screws that are up top here, battery venting on over here and over here. It accepts a 30 millimeter atomizer. It's 30.1 millimeters across the top, so it will fit flush if you get a 30 mil atomizer. And I use a 25. I've been using the Cali, which I believe is about 26, I think, 26 and a half. It looks absolutely fantastic on there. Now, here's what's important to discuss, okay? What I'm going to tell you is, and what was told to me directly from the designer, there's a little bit of a break in here, okay? You see here the way that they put this together. Now you can take this plate off and the bottom plate off to clean it for contact. What you don't want to do is to take this bar out, because if you take this bar, this Ultim bar that's here, if you take this out, you're running the risk of damaging the negative contact that's in here that would actually make contact with the switch housing. So what I can suggest is this. All you're going to do is to take apart your switch. You're just going to kind of give it a couple turns. And we have the switch and housing. To clean your contacts, all you really have to do, make sure, obviously, please, before you attempt this, make sure there's no battery in here. Otherwise, you're going to have a really, really rough afternoon. Just take, a little cloth or something, okay, and see in there, that's the contact, that's the negative and the positive contact, so when the switch hits it, okay, it completes the circuit. This is how all the 2J&T mods are. This is how their brake is. This particular one, this was the Royal Flush, actually had the brake here. I'm sorry, the High Roller, which had the brake on the bottom here. This one happens to have the brake on the top. Okay, so that's where the button placement is. All right, so all you're going to do is just basically take a little cloth, a little polishing cloth, and just maybe take, I don't know, if you want to take something with a plastic end on it or a metal end. Again, you just want to kind of just get in there to clean out the contact a little bit. It's unnecessary to take the plates off and slide the Ultem bar out, because again, you're running the risk of damaging that silver that's in there. I mean, this silver is a soft metal as it is. You don't want to keep yanking something in and out, okay? It's not a design flaw. I think it's just the way that this device operates. Just, you know, you can take it off, but I wouldn't suggest it. And that's why I'm not going to do it in this video. That's why I'm not going to break this completely 100% down, for that reason, because I don't want anybody to do that. Now, again, look at the machining on here. Absolutely fantastic. That's machined right into the Ultem, okay? And obviously it matches up with the switch that's here. It glides in there absolutely perfectly, seamlessly, absolutely seamlessly. I'll take apart the switch. So you have your solid piece of silver here, as well as your full polished Ultem button. Now I wish they would have done this in polished Ultem. I love the way that the 2JNT Mods Squonker, that one I think was the Dynamo, actually looks. It's polished Ultem. It's a little different. But, I mean, just look at the craftsmanship that's on here. I mean, this is all done by hand, okay? All machined by hand. Absolutely fantastic. See that? You got very, very delicate threads in there. Just be cautious, okay? That's all I'm saying. So you have your solid silver piece here, okay? All you're going to do is take your switch housing, pop your button in there, and pop your contact in. Now this is, again, a solid piece of silver here. So what you don't want to do is just jam it in and start trying to find, you know, the threading, again, because it's Ultem and it's a very soft material. So you have a very soft metal with very soft material. You just have to be very delicate. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't mean that it makes it bad or worse or better or not. It's just you have to be cautious when taking this device apart, you know. And I would recommend that with anything, but especially with a device with, you know, this type of delicate materials that are being used. Now, what I like to do is I like to kind of just adjust the contact out just a little bit. Just for my style of vaping, I like to adjust the throw that way. So this way, when I pop it in here, it makes a really nice, solid contact with the negative and completes the circuit in there, okay? So on this side here, we have the TYCOON logo, as we will, with a crown on top. Nice lion here, very full-figured face, just like me. The word TYCOON in there, P-lock. There's a 25mm badge that's down here. And then as well at the bottom here, we have a negative contact. Okay, well, it's considered the negative contact. You can use your battery running positive side or negative side up, depending on which way you want to run it yourself personally. There is adequate venting on both sides of the device, okay? The threads on here, very, very super smooth. I mean, if you've used the 2JNT Mods device before, you'll understand, okay? If you haven't, you don't know what you're missing, okay? Because this machining on here is absolutely flawless. Gorgeous threads, very, very smooth, straight down into the tube there, all fully machined out of Ultem. Okay, it's one solid piece of Ultem. You have 4 Ultem screws on the bottom here. Now, you can use the peak screws if you want, or the Ultem screws, depending on look. I mean, if you want to keep the solid silver screws up top, you want to flip them around. I mean, it's just really a look thing more than performance, okay? But this thing performs, holy hell, absolutely performs. And once we get the contact in here, this thing has absolutely zero rattle. You know why? Because it's machined by a machinist and a family that machines some of the best I've ever seen, period, hands down. So there you go. I mean, look at the grooves and the curves. I mean, this thing is not a straight box, guys, okay? This has a really nice curvature right down here, kind of like a grip of a gun. See here, you got the butt and then you got the bottom here. It just kind of flails out here. And then you have the same, very similar here. Okay, this is for your fingers here. So you can either, the way I like to fire it, I like to place this in the back of my hand, and I like to kind of like detonator switch. That's how I like to do it personally. But you can do it either way, depending on what you're comfortable with. I mean, it's your device, obviously, so you can fire it however you'd like. There is no right way or wrong way to fire this device. But I mean, I just love the curvatures of the body on here itself. Really, really gorgeous. Engraving on here, they have all these different money symbols, which they've used before on the high roller device. I mean, pretty much all of their devices have some type of currency or money, you know, somehow incorporated into it. It has like the king, or kind of like a joker, like I have here on one of my black deck cards here. I mean, it's very, very dope. I really like it. Again, it's just an aesthetic thing. I really dig it a lot. There is more adequate venting here on the side. Okay, so this thing has really more than adequate venting. Okay, and the absolute overall fit, feel, and finish of this device is outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. So that's what we got here. Now we're just going to compare them with a couple other 2J&T devices. If you happen to own any other 2J&T devices, I happen to have all of the devices they make. Here is the TYCOON 2700, and here's the High Roller 2700. Yep, 2700. Here is the 2700 Palak Supremo. It's the one with my fat face on the front. And then we also have here the Dynamo, which is the Squonk Box. So this is the family of 2J&T mods. They are all gorgeous. They're all available actually from dragonsdenvapor.com. He also carries the Velocity 2, which is an older device that they kind of rebooted a little bit. They did some new designs on it. Very, very cool. It looks very similar to the way the High Roller looks. It's a tiny bit different. They also have the Hari RDA, which fits flush on top of the Velocity 2. So kind of like that rig, and the way the rig fit, the rig mods had that atomizer that sat on top. Just like that. It's very similar, okay, that particular style. Now, these obviously are their own separate thing, but again, I mean, just comparing these, some of these are just some of the finest craftsmanship you're ever going to see in a device, and that's why they charge the premium that they charge, because they have some absolutely amazing skills at machining, and they know it, and they're worth every single penny, I believe. That's my honest opinion on that. And that's what we got here. So, the TYCOON 2700, available from dragonsdenvapor.com by 2J&T Mods, $439.99. This thing is an absolute monster. Let's go ahead and dive back out and talk a little bit more about this absolute beauty. Again, guys, I just wanted to take this opportunity real quick just to kind of recommend to everybody, anybody that does decide to purchase this really nice device, I want to just make it known and make it clear to you that just because something comes apart doesn't necessarily mean that it should. Okay, so, you know, the way they designed it, the way that they built this device, you can pull the slide bar off, okay? But I'm not going to do it because I don't recommend it. They don't recommend doing it. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to ruin a device that I love just to do it. You know what I'm saying? But to clean your contact, like I showed you, all you have to do is just kind of get a cloth, get a little plastic thing, and just kind of, if you want to use some mothers in there, you can do that. I would suggest something that's more geared for solid silver. They do have specific solid silver cleaners. I use mothers because it's a very good all-around type of polish, but, you know, again, you can use whatever you'd like on here, but just keep in mind that you don't want to use anything too abrasive or too harsh, because silver is a very soft metal, and you don't want to scratch up or damage the ultim around it. So just be very cautious when you're cleaning, and that's it. I mean, again, it's a very delicate device. I'm sure if you're purchasing it, you're paying a lot of money for it, or, you know, maybe a little bit of money. It really depends on how you feel about money, honestly. You know, but I think this is worth every single penny. $439.99. I would absolutely pay this for this device. So let's dive back out and talk a little bit more about it. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's the up-close and personal look at the TYCOON 2700 from 2J&T Mods. That's available from dragonsdenvapor.com. That's dragonsdenvapor.com. Your #1 place for the most authentic vape gear around. Trust me. You're going to want to check this one out for yourself. $439.99. Yes, I understand it's a lot of money, but what I can tell you is this thing is absolute quality. The performance on here is absolutely outstanding. If you're in the market for, and you're a collector, and you're in the market for a high-end device, something that's functional and performs like an absolute beast, trust me, this is the one you're going to want to go with. Save your pennies and pick this one up for yourself. $439.99, available at dragonsdenvapor.com. What's important about this video, guys, is not this gorgeous device, nor is it this gorgeous face, nor is it this gorgeous everything you've been staring at for the last 15 minutes. What's important as part of this video is making sure that you're advocating for your vaping rights. Please make sure that you are signed up to CASA.org, following the Right to Be Smoke-Free website. Ladies and gentlemen, the flavor ban is real. The flavor ban is real. I don't know how many more times I can say that, especially for you New Yorkers. The flavor ban is real. Please make sure that you are following the calls to action on CASA.org. They actually do give you a place to send an email. Emails are not enough this time, guys. We need to make sure we're calling our local senators, especially New Yorkers. And listen, if you're in Texas or Tennessee or Maryland or Maine or California or wherever you're at, and you don't think that this flavor ban pertains to you, trust me, in this country, most states take their cue from New York and California. If you've seen that obscene shit that just happened in San Francisco that pisses me off and should be pissing you off too, trust me, you're going to want to make sure that you do everything you can to save this thing that we love called vaping. So please make sure that you check that out for yourself. Go to CASADA.org and make sure that you're doing everything you can to save this thing that we love called vaping. That's it for me, guys. I got a gorgeous device coming up from MCM Mods. Oh my god. Listen, I spoiler alert here. I love this thing. The Underground Vive. That's right. This thing looks like peanut butter and fucking chocolate and marshmallows. I mean, look how gorgeous this thing is. Absolutely fantastic, and it's absolute fire. Rocking some PB clouds in here because you can't rock a mod that looks like peanut butter and fluff without having some of the best peanut butter around. TGSvapes.com, that's where you can get that shit from. This is available from dragonsdenvapor.com and mcmmods.com as well. So stick around, guys. I got a review coming up for this very shortly. I also have 2 new mechanicals coming up from Times Vape. I have the Stack Dreamer as well as the Ben Spotty mod. Got a lot of dope shit coming up. I took a week or 2 off, but now I'm back in action, so make sure that you hit that notification icon. You want to make sure you stay up to date on all the videos that are coming out very shortly. So stay sexy and vape on, ladies and gentlemen.